Hello, everybody. I am Amora Moon, and this is Paranormal, the Paranormal with Amora, Amora and the Paranormal, whatever you want to call it. It's been called multiple things. And today, my guest is Mega Rad Creature. Everybody, welcome, Mega Rad. Hey, Mega Rad. Oh, let's see. Your volume's off. Sorry, my bad. That's me.
Here.
Scuff Stream.
Hello.
Hello, Mega Rad.
Hello, hello. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Megarad, let me see. We were working on our stream right before this, so sorry about that. Sorry for being late, everybody. Hopefully I did not see if I did not even get on Stream Elements before this either, so scuff stream. Let me see. Let me change the live stuff for it as well. But yeah, while I'm doing that, Megarad, can you give me a little stuff about you? Sorry, this is like first time interview stuff, I guess. But yeah, just a little
You're
bit of
okay.
info about you.
Well, I am a streamer as well. I haven't streamed very often lately. I've been, doing a lot of school stuff, but
Oh
when
yeah.
I do stream, I mainly like to play some cutesy games. Um, or mostly artwork is something I definitely like doing.
Oh
But
yeah.
I am Mega Rad Creature. I am a 90s enthusiast,
Oh yeah. I
and
I
I
love your
own.
design, by the way. It's so
Thank you.
fantastic.
Thank you. It took a long time to get to where it's at now. So it's like the perfect feel, trying to be retro, but also being punk and modern at the same time. It's like a weird balance, but I love it.
Oh.
And I feel like I'm always wanting to make changes, but
Oh, same.
um
Same.
it
Go
but I
ahead.
like that. I think that's cool.
Oh yeah, because it's like constantly like reinventing yourself in a lot of ways in
Mhm.
like this weird like VTubing space. Um yeah, but like
I agree.
I already have a redesign on the way, and I've been in this for like I don't know, since like it's almost a year. Like we're getting close to a year of streaming. But yeah, I've already have a redesign, so I completely understand that. Um So, in like types of games that you play, I've seen some. What's that one like survival game that's big right now? I saw you
Oh,
streaming that recently.
oh, Sons of the Forest.
Yeah, yeah. How is that?
That game's so fun.
I've seen so many people like uh
It's a little scuff,
oh
but
yeah.
I've genuinely loved the game. I've had a lot of fun with it. I need to play more. Um, I just haven't had too much free time.
Mhm.
Well, also mostly because I was back for spring break, so I
Yeah.
had more free time, and I was playing the game with my friend, and her and I need to play it a little more, but
Oh yeah.
lives get a little bit busy, but
Oh yeah, for
overall,
sure.
it's fun.
Yeah, for
But
sure. I completely
I definitely
understand.
think
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Sorry, my bad.
no, you're okay. You're okay. Yeah, survival horror games, or not even just like horror, but like survival games, survival craft. I love anything like that. I love them. I just can't help
Oh yeah, I love those games too. They're super fun and super like
it.
exhilarating. Like Daisy. I love Daisy. I can't play in those servers
Ooh,
a lot because there's so many mean people. But
I
I
know.
love those. I love those types of games. Um, so let's see. What's our next thing on docket? Um, so this is Amora and the Paranormal, and so I would like to know, Megarad, what is your paranormal history? Like, do you have an
Oh,
experience or?
I do.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, it's definitely would be nice to talk about it because, like, I haven't I haven't mentioned it before to people, and they don't think too much of it. Not that they don't believe me, they
Mhm.
just kind of more like, oh wow. Um, but my one of the few things that happened, my childhood home. Uh, I didn't know this as a kid, but like apparently, two people had died in there previously, like
Oh
previous
gosh.
owners,
Yeah.
and never knew this as a kid. And I remember I would always see like silhouettes. They never come into the room. They're
Hmm.
always leaving or passing by a room. So
So
like if I'm in the living room
okay.
and look at the hallway, like I would see a silhouette run into the kitchen doors. And I'm
Mm.
like, oh, okay.
Oh gosh. So like, so not like, so would you say not to like put words in your mouth? So like just like shadow like things like
Yeah,
shadow
pretty
entities
much.
moving. Oh, that's crazy. That's so cool
Yeah, and
though.
I never thought of it much as a kid because I called them ninjas.
Oh,
I was like, oh,
ninjas.
there goes a ninja running.
That's
Yeah,
so.
because they would always be running, and I was like, okay.
And you said you would call them as a little kid ninjas. That's so
Yeah,
like that's so cool. And like, um, but yeah, like ninjas because that's the only way we can like grasp it is like it's
right.
got to be a ninja. It's got to be something that I've already seen before. Um, but yeah, so how how long did that occur? Like how long were you um like at this place?
I I think it just kept going until like we moved out. I had like a lot of I had a troubled childhood, like family stuff,
Hmm.
and eventually like my dad lost the house
Oh
to the bank,
goodness.
like he couldn't pay it anymore. And so that was when and I also had to move into my mom's house
Yeah.
before that happened. So when I moved to my mom's, it never really happened. I wouldn't be at the house ever. So um like after that, I it was just a matter of had to move out and I was never at that house, so I wouldn't see them anymore.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
and it's just like a normal part of my life, which is so weird to think about.
oh yeah, that's I mean because it's like as you're a kid you're it's like norm anything weird that other people cuz like life experience is a big thing like any like little kids seeing like these things that's like normal to them. So like
Hmm.
you said in the middle that they didn't follow you home at all or anything or didn't follow you like with you to your new homes or anything like that.
No,
Oh, okay. Awesome. Well, I
yeah,
I mean that's like cool that they didn't, but also there's like a
right.
part of me that's like, dang it, they didn't.
How
And I,
cool would it be if they like stayed with me? They're like, we've built a bond together.
oh my gosh.
We've
Um,
been here for 7 years.
oh my goodness. But yeah, so is that is your biggest like main one that you've had, or do you have
Yeah,
nothing
I mean,
else in sorry, not to say like, oh yeah, that's it.
are
Like,
you
no, that's
okay?
not what I'm saying either.
No, I know, I know.
But
Yeah, you're
yes.
just there's a couple other instances where so there's that okay, there's actually something else that happened in that house where like it's really creepy. I actually told my dad about it.
Mm.
Because he knew about like how I talked about, yeah, I saw silhouettes running in the house. And then that's when he's like, "Oh, yeah, two people died in that house." I'm like, "Oh, oh." But
Oh
there's
gosh.
something else really weird that was going on where something would talk to me and I
Oh,
wouldn't there's physically nothing there, but I would hear something
yeah.
like talking to me and I'd be around people. Like I'd be like with my family and it'd be not good things.
Oh gosh.
Like and for example, I think the only memory I have of like what it was saying to me was like go in the kitchen and get a knife and like I'm like, huh,
Oh
no,
yeah.
I love my family. I said that. I'm like, no, I love my family. I wouldn't do that. That's weird.
Yikes.
Just yeah, and I was like, that's really weird.
Yeah.
Probably never should say that to people. And I told my dad about that, and he's like, oh, that's really weird. I'm like, yeah. And I'm not crazy. I don't have like schizophrenia.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
we're confirmed not true.
Yeah. Yeah. For
But
sure.
yeah, that
that
That's so weird. I don't know.
that reminds me of like I was telling you before we started. I was on Shutter. Shutter sponsor this if you're listening. They're not listening to this, but I would love it if Shutter would sponsor me ever.
Sponsor,
But
please, please.
sponsor. But Shutter, like I was watching the top 100 scariest moments, and like that reminds me of gay icon, queer icon, the Babadook. That reminds me of the Babadook.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
because the Babadook made the list, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, because that movie was so scary. But that's what it reminded me of, because you had like the mom grab the knife. Um, Not to like ruin anything. If you haven't, spoilers, yes, this is
Oh,
spoiler territory.
scared.
But anybody else, like, I mean, I
Cover
don't
your
know,
ears. Cover your
cover
ears.
your ears. But yeah, your story reminded me of that, because it was a very like ghostly entity that like tried to make the mom kill her son. That's very
Mm-hmm.
much like, that's straight out of a horror movie. All that to say, that's straight out of a horror movie, and that is terrifying as a little kid. Um, and it's more terrifying as like an adult, and then
Trying to
remembering,
understand it.
yeah, and like remembering that, and you're like, what in the world? Yeah, 100%. Well, that's like super interesting. um I was going to tell you that so a lot about like my interesting enough, I have a like I'm starting this show right now, more on the paranormal, and I have never had a paranormal experience ever.
Really?
um
I
yeah,
mean, not
never.
everybody does.
Yeah, not everybody does, and it's um but yeah, I've never had a, like, in the literature that I've read, it's people in like, usually in like liminal or marginal spaces, that like have, like, you were moving, you said you were between houses, like that's usually when a lot of like poltergeist and weird entities
Oh yeah.
like in your liminal spaces, like you're in the process of moving, or you're in a marginal place, like as a teenager or a kid. That's where like most like teenage girls experienced a lot of poltergeist activity. I've been through a lot of marginal spaces, and I've never experienced anything. The only like weird thing that I ever did, and I was like retelling my therapist this, but I was saying how the only thing that I'm like was really afraid of, like things that like freaked me out, is I watched the movie Signs, right? And
Oh my god.
yeah, super scary. And I watched Signs,
Continue.
in that one alien scene where he's at the birthday party scene, where
Yes.
it walks in front of like the camera. I like had that ingrained in my head,
Oh
that
god.
like the alien was standing in my bedroom like door,
Oh.
several times. Like I would wake up and see like that, but that wasn't like super paranormal. I was just it stopped after like I got over the movie. But yeah, I've
Mm-hmm.
never had a paranormal encounter, or paranormal, like anything alien, like abduction or anything like that, or seeing a UFO. Like I don't really have that many experiences, or any experience really.
Mm-hmm.
Just what other people tell me, and I say there's a podcaster that I listened to. His name's Henry Zabrowski. He's on the last podcast on the left, and he says he hasn't had anything happen to him, but he really really wants to. And I'm like, yeah, I really really want to.
that's
And
that's where the fault comes in, where you
yeah,
want it so bad, but it'll never happen.
yeah, and like, and he says, this is his like quote. He's like, I think I'm just too horny for it. Like I'm just,
Oh my god.
that's it. He's like,
They
I'm too,
know.
like, yeah, the entities, the phenomenon knows that I'm too horny for it, so it won't let it happen. But yeah, it's like I seek it out too, like getting on the I don't know, during lockdown, whenever in 2020 Randonautica came out. Did you ever have that like little app, the Randonautica app?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I
It was
never
like,
got it, but I was watching TikToks about that. That's
yeah, it's so it was so strange, but like
So
nothing
creepy.
nothing ever happened to
So
me and my friends while we were doing
damn
it.
it.
But it was it's such a creepy thing because you're like focusing on it and then it will give you a geo point, and it's like, ooh, you go to that geo
You're like, all
point.
right, let's see what's there.
Yeah, ooh, terrifying.
Have you
But
seen the one oh, I'm sorry.
oh
Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead.
Did you see the TikTok of the people finding the bodies in the suitcase on off of the
Oh,
water?
oh yeah, like that's nuts. Yeah, they found it. Like, was it in Oregon or something like that, or I think that's where it
Um,
was, or something like that.
I think we're like Washington or something. I feel like
Yeah,
it's somewhere over there.
yeah, the PNW up there in the PNW. A lot of weird things happen there, so like that's another thing that like because like Bigfoot and stuff and
Mhm.
sightings and everything, and now that like ooh, that's crazy. It's such a crazy coincidence that they found something like that, but that it led him to
Yeah.
the exact point is another thing that's just like oof. I have no idea. I have no idea how to like the Randonautica guy can get on and explain everything right about it, and I'm still like,
Mhm.
it's magic.
Shut up.
This is magic.
It's just this is just real life magic, okay?
This is weird stuff.
Script.
Um, all right, before we get on like super tangents and like go down rabbit holes of like Randonautica, I was going to ask. All right, okay, so we are going to play a game. We'll start off with the believe it or not believe it one, and then we'll go
Mhm.
to and then we're gonna do a tier list real quick. After that, but first, I want to play a game with you. Um, Smash or pass, but uh paranormal stuff version or edition, right? So
Yes.
Smash is going to be that I believe it. Or Smash is going to be I'll smash the creature, but I don't believe it. But please like let me know which one it is, and then we'll talk after about it. But then and then pass is I don't believe it or I would never. All right. I mean, as
Okay.
Smash or pass rules, everybody knows those. Um, so let's get it started with the topic of today's discussion: Mothman.
Oh my. Um. Hmm. Smash.
So you're gonna smash Mothman, all right? Uh, aliens,
Smash.
okay. UFOs,
Um. Hmm. I would say yes.
so
Smash.
smash, okay. Chupacabra,
Yes.
oh, chupacabra. If you didn't hear that, sorry.
Hmm. Pass.
Pass, okay.
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
Smash. My dad, he loves Bigfoot, and he's a very big believer of Bigfoot.
Oh yeah, same here, 100%. Nessie, Loch Ness monster.
I smash.
Okay.
I can believe that being, it is. There's so much water in on the planet. Most of it not being uh, even discovered for the most part.
Mhm.
So you never know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Roswell, the Roswell incident.
Ah, what was that again?
So
The
the a UFO crashed in Roswell, New Mexico. Actually, like on like a smaller town of Corona, New Mexico, but it's like
okay.
called the Roswell incident, where a UFO. Well, they discovered a UFO and then recovered some bodies of alien entities in the 40s.
Oh, um, hmm. Smash. Why not?
Smash.
Why
Okay.
not?
All right.
Why not?
Atlantis is waiting.
Pass.
Pass. Okay. Alrighty. Fresno Nightcrawlers.
um,
You know the Walking Dead.
pass.
Oh, pass.
Yeah. I
Flatwoods
know I'm
Monster.
like,
Oh, go ahead.
what was that?
Flatwoods Monster.
What is the Flowers monster?
So Flatwoods Monster is like an alien entity that they also saw, I think, in the 50s, I believe. I haven't done like super research on Flatwoods Monster. I know that's like one of the cryptids or aliens that I haven't done, but it like looked like a robotic body of an alien. If you like Google, let me see real quick.
Yeah.
Let
The
me also.
Flatwood monsters were sighted on September 12th, 1952.
Oh, 50, so
Okay.
I was right. Sweet. I did not. I was definitely guessing because 40s, 50s, and 60s
It's
alien encounters are a mystery to me. Um,
it's an interesting looking guy.
yeah, interesting looking guy. So, did you say smash or pass on that one?
Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna say pass for now.
Okay, okay. Ghost,
Smash.
smash,
Hard smash.
hard pass. Alrighty. The Mandela effect,
Pass. Or not
pass,
pass. Smash.
smash.
I've said the wrong thing. Yeah, smash.
Alrighty, Yeti. Just snow Bigfoot.
Smash.
Okay, sweet.
It's just
Time,
a snowy Bigfoot.
just snowy Bigfoot. Time travel.
Pass.
Pass. Okay. Hat Man.
Who's Hat Man?
Hat
I'm
Man. So a lot of
looking this
people.
up.
So shadow people are an entity that visit people while they're asleep, or about to sleep in the dark. That's why I was like asking you earlier. Oh, you would say these are like shadows, like that
Hmm.
you saw, because a lot of people see these shadow like entities. Well, one of like the main shadow entities that people see are these dudes with hats. Like they'll look like fedora style hats or brimmed hats, right?
Hmm.
Standing in their doorway or standing at the foot of their bed. And they're supposed to be like meaner entities. Um, I'm definitely doing a deep dive over those. So yeah,
That's cool.
but yeah, they're creepier entity. People don't know if they're like, you know, like the alien category or they're like the ghost category, but they're like called Hatmen. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah,
I'm gonna say pass for now.
so pass. Okay, Black Eyed Kids. Do you know what Black Eyed Kids are?
Nope.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Pass, but I will still listen.
okay. Okay, so Black Eyed Kids are these like kids that of course have black eyes, right? But
Hmm.
they are these like entities. Like there's one famous case in Texas, in Abilene, Texas. There's this guy who was like at a he was back in like the 90s, I think, whenever they were like you paid your bills by putting, you know, in a slot at the place. So like the electric company had a slot where you paid your bills and you put the check in there, and in the 90s. um
Okay.
so he was doing that, and it was right beside a theater, like a movie theater. And these kids came up to him and were like, hey mister, can you like give us um some money so we can go watch the game? And they were like, or go watch the movie. And Mortal Kombat was there. They're like, so we can watch the movie. And it was like it was like 9 o'clock, and the last showing was 8:45. And he was like, what in the world? And then they kept like asking him, hey, never mind, can you, oh no, they asked him, sorry, I'm messing up this story. They asked
You're
him
okay.
if they could get a ride to go get money to go watch the movie from their parents. And so he was like, no, I can't, I'm not like, I can't do that. And they were so incessant that like they started like hitting on his door and like trying to get into his car. And they're
Oh.
like, we're just little kids, mister, we're just little kids. And then he like finally saw their eyes, and they were black as night, fully black. And
Oh.
there's been several stories of like that throughout like the United States, and I think in other places, but in the United States it's like really prominent. of like these black-eyed kids coming to people's doors and asking if they can borrow the phone or if they can just come in. Um,
Hell no, get the hell
yeah,
out of my house.
hell no. But yeah, all right. And then Ouija boards,
Smash.
smash. Okay. And then finally, mermaids.
Hmm. This is tough because there's like, oh, the typical looking mermaid thing,
Mm-hmm.
but then I'm also very open-minded.
Mm-hmm.
So even though sometimes I say smash, I'm like, I don't exactly believe that it's currently true, but I'm open to the idea of it actually being true, like the
Yeah.
possibility.
Yeah.
Um, and some I'm very firm on, like it being true. Um, Mermaids, I'm probably gonna say pass. I'm just
Okay.
gonna go with pass.
You're gonna go with pass. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Sweet. Let's see. Okay. So, the ones that I have, let's see, that I have for you down that are, passes are Chupacabra, right?
Mm-hmm.
Atlantis, Fresno Nightcrawlers, Flatwoods Monster, Time Travel, Hatman, and Black Eyed Kids. That's a pretty good list because you like believe in like the big entities, right? You believe in aliens, Mothman,
Mm-hmm.
Bigfoot, of course, Nessie. Um, just skeptical of like the Flatwoods Monster and like Fresno Nightcrawlers, like the newer entities. I mean, I think like or
Yeah.
the newer publicity entities because like Hatman has gained a lot more popularity here, like TikTok generation,
Mm-hmm.
because people are seeing him more and more, which is so weird. Um, but yeah, sweet, awesome, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to also put up and I'm gonna switch also, you showing the Hatman in our Discord. I mean, not Hatman, the Black Eyed Kids. Like,
But yeah,
I can't. I can't. Uh. Um.
I was scrolling through and I'm like, I hate this one. I
Yeah.
hate
Yep.
this photo.
For
It's
sure.
too good.
Hate it. Hate it. Let's see. I'm gonna switch over. Um.
Okay.
And I'm going to put this in. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm pretty big on like ghosts and spirits and stuff like that because like not even just that like childhood instance, it's like a lot of other stuff too.
Yeah.
Um, like another house we lived in eventually. Something happened. It happened to my brother. He noticed something, and he said it was very weird. He heard a heartbeat, like
Oh.
come towards him, and then I was like, "That's weird." And I get like weird feelings about the house in certain areas, but not a totally bad way.
Yeah.
And then I remember one night I was laying in bed, and I shared my room with my stepsister. So at
Yeah.
least I wasn't alone, but I was laying down trying to go to sleep, and all of a sudden I start hearing a heartbeat come closer to me
Oh
and
my
getting so
gosh.
close to my, like, right up by my bed, and then goes away.
Oh
And
gosh.
I was like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God.
I would have freaked out too. That's terrifying. Oof.
Yeah, I was like 9 years old. Like, what is happening?
You were
I hate
just
it here.
9? Oof.
Yeah.
Eee. Yeah, that's a no for me. That's a
Yeah.
hard no.
Hard pass.
Hard pass, hard pass. Nope. Um, okay. So now I have the tier list. Can you see the tier list on your screen? Can you?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a lot of things that I don't know on this list. So,
Okay.
um, I mean,
Could discover it together.
I know some of the things. Like the very first one, all right, is called the Ahul, and it's this like monkey bat hybrid that is
I
famous in
love it
Indonesia.
already.
That's famous in Indonesia, right? And the reason it has the name Ahul is because of the sound that it makes. It makes an Ahul
Oh,
whenever it comes through.
oh.
Um, but yeah, that's why. So that is number one. Where do you want to put the Ahul?
Hmm. What are some cool facts about this little guy.
Ooh. I don't really. That's as far as I know. That was like
Here,
the.
I'm gonna look it up.
That's a glancing like. Well, okay. So while you're doing that, we can.
Big. They're so big.
Yeah, they're so freaking big. It's like it's monkey, and
Monkey.
then bat. It's monkey and bat. It's like monkey brain and bat. So.
So
Oh my gosh.
okay. Can be found across Indonesia. Subspecies. Has a distinct face that has features both a chimpanzee and a bat's large dark eyes, red-skinned wings, large claws on its forearms, and is covered in gray fur. It is said to have a wingspan of 18 to 28 feet.
Oh gosh. That's like interesting since what we're going to be talking about today. It's like
it's huge.
it's another winged entity.
Yes. Most likely because the creature animal is extremely territorial and opportunist, meaning it will attack larger prey when the conditions present themselves. One
Okay, but what about
scientist
like
theorized that the creature.
what about smaller prey like us? Like, are we smaller than it?
I would say probably. This is although it mainly eats local fauna, such as a large fish, it will opportunistically, occasionally attack humans. Maybe.
Yeah, that's gonna be a no for me too. That's gonna be a hell no for me.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so okay, on the tier list, what's our parameters on this one? I'll let you pick the parameters.
that's what I was about to ask.
Do you want them to be coolness factor, or do you want to be nope? Like S tier is like I would never. I would never like want to see this in like, or are we just going for like this is freaking cool? So I think those are the best ones.
Hmm. I think. Hmm. I'm trying to think because this is so hard. So, I mean, you could also, if you wanted to, relabel the tiers
Oh yeah, yeah.
as like really cool. For example, it doesn't have to say that, but like
Okay.
fascinating, really cool, horrifying, no thanks, like
Okay, I'll do
stuff like that.
fascinating. Or no, really cool. Really cool. And then fascinating. uh and then B, what would B be?
Um, Maybe more like it's all right. Like I,
All right.
I,
And then C is meh. Meh.
yeah. And then D is like I shit my pants.
Okay, I shit my pants. And then F is nope.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Where do you want to put the Ahul?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So it's both fascinating, but also I would shit my pants.
Okay.
What do you think? What
Ooh,
are your thoughts?
I think I'm gonna put it. I shit my pants.
Yeah, it looks more horrifying.
Yeah.
Like
We can
the thing is
always.
huge
Yeah, yeah. It looks
and
like
it's
whenever you
going to
said
kill
like
me.
how what's the wingspan of it again?
16 to 28 feet.
Yeah, that's a I shit my pants because if
Yeah,
it also if it
okay.
attacks humans, it can lift me up off the ground and then immediately puts in the fright factor of the air of being in middle of the air without a way to stop me from falling.
Yeah, I feel like if it grabbed us, it would wrap around our whole body. That's how big it seems.
Yeah, and then it's monkey too, and
Monkey.
any sort of monkey, right, will kill you, 100%.
That is true. It's got the aggression of the monkey.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's do banshee next.
Oh, I shit my pants. Probably be like, nope.
Yeah, banshees are
Don't fuck with
nope.
banshees.
Yeah, I don't fuck with banshees either. So that would be an instant nope. It would be an I shit my pants, but more of nope. Like I'm dying when I see one
Yeah.
or hear one.
Like before I shit my pants, my heart explodes of fear.
Oh gosh. Yeah, yeah, and I'm dead. I am now Banshee. I have become Banshee. Or I've become Ghost and then Banshee still can find me. All right, and then let's do Bigfoot. Bigfoot is next. Or
Bigfoot is really cool.
yeah, really cool. Bigfoot is up there. I'm not sorry. I just Bigfoot is really cool in this one, and especially Patty. That's she's called Patty because of the Patterson and Gimlin footage, and Patty was one of their
Oh
wives, and
yeah.
so they named Bigfoot after one of their wives because it was like a female Bigfoot. They thought. And I can go in that later, but like, yeah, that's Patty. Let's see. Alrighty, and Chupacabra. I know you had Chupacabra as pass, so I'm interested to see where you would like to put. Because mine is going to be different than yours, and we're probably going to have to meet in the middle.
Okay.
We're probably going to have to meet in the middle on this one.
Um. Hmm. I mean, they seem kind of like interesting, but I think I'm not too fascinated by them. I'd
Okay.
say I'm more of like
Okay.
Yeah. What
I
about you?
I would agree with you. All right. I would say that they're fascinating, but at the end of the day, they don't they're not super interesting, but they are a top up there for me. Just as
Mm-hmm.
like location wise, because I'm like right in the middle of like location of where they would be. Um, not to dox myself, but yeah, but yeah, I'm in like that area. I'm in a huge area that has reported them. So yeah, and by area I mean entire couple of states. So like I'm not doxing myself, but I'm putting it out there that there's a couple of states. But yeah, so I would concede that
Yeah,
Chupacabra.
they're well known. I just feel like that's about it though.
Yeah, yeah, they're like one of the most well known. But what did they do? They just suck on goats. All right, and
Mm-hmm. That poses no threat to me.
I am not. I'm not a goat. I'm not a goat. I am a goat, but I'm not. I am the goat, but I'm
Greatest
not
of
a
all
goat.
time.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, so Deer Man. I have no idea. I think Deer Man is just
Dear man.
Deer Man. I didn't even know how Deer
What the
Man made it.
frick?
I didn't know how Deer Man made it on this list. I don't even know
Where'd
what
you
Deer
get
Man
here,
is.
dear man? Maybe that's a skill.
Yeah, it's a
Oh, it looks like a
it
it looks
looks like
like a Wendigo.
yeah, but Wendigo's on this list. So it's just like
Is it
random Deer Man. I'm gonna go nope because I
Jim?
don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And that's
Nope as in get out of my face,
yeah, get out of
bitch.
my face. Ooh, this one is terrifying. This next one, super
Sightings in
terrifying.
Ohio.
It is
That's where I'm from.
oh, Deer
Not
Man's in
currently.
Ohio?
Yeah, I'm like, that's where I'm from. Not currently, but
Yeah. Oof. A lot of stuff happens in Ohio and the Ohio Valley. Man,
yeah.
100% scary
Yeah.
places, but goals to go visit. 100%. Like not to live there, visit. Um okay, so now scariest one. Like not scariest one on this list, of course, but really scary. The doppelganger.
Now I know what a doppelganger is, but like, what is the doppelganger?
It's so this is going to be like a sort of it's the same thing that you're thinking of. This creature can mimic you, who you are.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of horrifying. I'm
That
not gonna lie. That's
yeah,
like some alternate stuff going on there.
yeah, 100%. Like I'm not. Mm-mm. That's gonna be a nope on my list for I die.
Yeah.
I die. If I saw myself in there, yeah, hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no. Okay, so aliens, and then this one specifically a gray.
Okay. Those grays freak me out.
Mm-hmm.
At least like They're so creepy.
Yeah, grays are like super scary because like ever since like a kid, whenever like they,
Signs.
oh yeah, or signs, yeah, yeah. Ever since signs, where it's like those were kind of like a tallish gray, and I was like, because
Mhm.
like grays are supposed to be like tiny, like 3 feet, little short kings and queens, but like 3 feet. And then like whenever you introduce like that gray looking thing that was in signs at the very end, oh, I still
Ye-
I still have nightmares. It was like I watched it recently, and it's like not as like CGI is like didn't it's
Yeah,
dated, but
it's
it's
not
just
as bad.
but it's still like as a kid that was real. That was the most real thing. I'm going to put grays just because like there's a high abduction count for grays because a
Hmm.
lot of abduction people see grays. Um, I would put them as a nope. Or no, I would put them.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I would put them as nope. I was
Oh,
trying to
were you gonna say I shit my
show my pants.
pants?
Yeah, yeah.
I,
Because I don't think
I
I would
think,
die. I think I would just shit my
yeah,
pants.
I was just in my bed.
Yeah, I would just shit my pants.
I agree.
Alrighty.
Yeah, it's that movie scarred me as a kid, actually for a very long time. So like alien stuff scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, because like oof, you just never, and just like listening to different accounts. Oh, like one of these days, whenever I get to the episode where I do the Betty and Barney Hill, um, I'm gonna have to just have you on as like a special like host with me, because like
Yes.
whoever's the guest in that, like we are going to have to like listen to the audio of them listen to the audio of them getting regressed, because I listen to that like every once in a while just to like get shivers down my body. I know that's weird, but it's like to experience like the shiver, like it's chills down my spine every time I listen to it because it's so scary. um but yeah, so the grays are I shit my pants. um okay, now to flying pants or walking pants, self-walking pants. uh
Ah,
Fresno night
that's
crawlers.
funny.
Uh,
Um, hmm. So what do they do exactly? Like, what is their story? What is their
so,
lore?
so they're a fairly new cryptid, right? They were like
Hmm.
recorded on somebody's like personal security camera. Um, they were just like these walking entities that were just like chilling, like they're not. They didn't do anything. People think they're either like phantasms or they're like aliens. So, but really don't know.
Okay.
There's not really that much lore about them yet. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, I guess you could probably find some random lore that somebody attributed to it on like Reddit or something, but like, there's really not any big. They're really funny and like they became a phenomenon, um, because people gravitated towards them. But yeah, they're like, there's no like big thing about them.
I'm watching the video right now.
It's so
What the?
much. It's so funny. There's like
Um,
one
it
with
just-
music on it too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That one is probably one of my favorite videos.
It's so crunchy. The footage is so crunchy.
Yeah, I don't know when the footage was shot. It was like it's like old CCTV stuff. So like images are going to be super crunchy. Um and I think like
Huh.
nobody in the paranormal community was like, "Oh, let's verify if this is a real video," because they were like, "Oh, who cares if it is or not?" Like I think that is the big thing with the Fresno night crawlers is the acceptance of it by like believers and
Mhm.
skeptics alike. They were just like, "Who cares if it is?" It didn't cause any problems. It just is weird.
That's true.
It didn't make me afraid, like it didn't make it, there was no emotional response. And so I think that is really cool because it like just was like, huh, I'm just gonna walk. It's like it's weird but it's not like creepy. it's funny almost, you know. Um, so I would still
Yeah,
put
I
it
would
in.
deem it as fascinating.
You would say fascinating?
Well, what would you put it?
Um, I don't know. I think it's fascinating because I don't know. Like so many. There's so much like people of not caring. So I'm like, oh, that's fascinating in itself. You know. That it's just like, oh, okay, you know. So I would
Mm-hmm.
put it in fascinating too.
Okay.
Not to say I think it's a real entity or anything, but like that video itself, super interesting.
Yeah, or even just like the concept of it is like, just legs.
Just some
Harmless little
pants,
leggies.
just some pants floating in the air.
Can you
Um,
imagine that chasing someone?
yeah,
The way it moves.
just legs. It's like very Scooby Doo, where it's like where the ghost is like chasing after
it's
Scooby and like old Scooby Doo that it's just like moving really like weird.
like it's like those swoosh pants that goes
Yeah,
whenever
yeah.
they rub up against each other.
Oh
And
yeah.
then
That's all you hear behind you, terror.
and he starts getting faster.
Yeah, terror. Like wind pants like shh, 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 shh. Oh gosh. All right, ghosties.
They're ghosties. I think ghosts are really cool.
Really cool. Okay, I'll agree
Yeah.
with you on that. I'm not a big so like I was explaining, I'm not a really big person on Ghost. I know like I do like Ghost and I do like the possibility of Ghost,
Hmm.
but I'm like not a huge like a ghost hunter person.
Yeah.
Like I'll watch those shows and stuff like that because it's interesting, but I'm like really into like mostly cryptids and like
Yeah. I could agree
aliens
with that.
because like ghost, like I've never had an experience with ghost. To those people who have, like, yeah, 100%. But like I think what really has tarnished like my view of ghost, and this is like a fault of like the industry, is like shows like Ghost Adventures, like with Zach
Ah,
Bagans.
yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it. And it's just like tarnished Ghost for me for a while. So that's
That's
just
fair.
yeah. And so like but like things like Kindred Spirits on Discovery has like re-enlightened me on like ghost stuff and put my interest back on it because they're not like dude bros that are doing ghost adventures, you know. But yeah, I would say ghosts are really cool. I cannot see what this is. Oh, it's a ghoul. I have no idea what a
A
ghoul
ghoul.
is.
A ghoul.
It's a ghoul.
Ghoul. Made me think of the John Tron video where he goes, ghoul.
Ghoul.
Ghoul. I feel like ghouls are meh.
Meh. Yeah, I would say meh. Oh, ghoul is gonna be our first meh.
Get in there.
And then what is
Get in there, you old spanker.
this? Goblo? I have no idea what a goblo is.
Got like GOBLO.
Yeah, that's what it says. Yeah, I think that's GOBLO. Also, if you're looking at my model right now and it's like bending over and like going to the right or fading off, it's because I'm looking at my screen and trying to focus on these tiny little letters. Um, let's see. Goblo? Did you figure out what a goblo is?
No, I tried to look it up and it's like not. Uh, I don't. Yeah, I'm not finding anything about it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with a nope then.
Nope.
Not a nope.
Nope, as in get
Uh,
out of here.
get out of here. Okay, I don't know if this one even counts because I mean, are you an anime fan? Because like the only thing that I thought of whenever I saw this next one,
A little bit.
the homunculus. Um, whenever I was like thinking of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood,
Oh my god.
that's what I thought of with this thing. But I've never. I think a homunculus is a real thing, but I don't remember what it is. Um, homunculus. Hmm. Is it something that's like made out of something? Are you googling it right now?
Yeah, homunculus is a representation of a small human being, originally depicted as a small statue made out of clay.
Okay.
Um, let me see. Um, see. I'm trying to look it up by like preferred by cryptid. Homunculus cryptid wiki. Let's see. Um, Said to be a humanoid creature that is fully formed microscopic human adult that is formed when sperm is injected into a chicken's egg. Oh no.
Oh no.
Uh,
That's gonna get
no.
nope.
Nope.
100% for
As in
me.
like
Hell
what the
no.
hell?
Hell no.
Yeah, the creature comes from the concept of 16th century alchemy. It is historically referred to as a creation of a miniature, fully formed human. The idea of growing your own small human started when the theory of a small miniature human could be seen in the head of a sperm cell through a microscope. Obviously, this theory turned out to be false.
Yeah, like what in the world? Okay, just
Oh,
I just want you to know weird science is just the worst. Um I hate it. I hate weird science.
it's
Uh
awful.
yeah, that's awful. So I'm going to give it a nope. As in hell no. What the hell? Um Also feel free to cuss on my stream. Just so we're
Okay.
like abundantly
Okay.
clear, this is not a yeah, it's like what the fuck is that? Like hell
What
no.
the?
Okay, so jackalope.
Uh,
Just your deer
um,
horned little wabbit.
I'm between really cool or fascinating because they're just cute little
They're
guys.
just cute little guys. I think it
And then,
deserves for that fascinating because it's right up there with like Fresno night crawlers. Because
yeah,
they're just
I would
little
agree.
guys.
They're just little guys.
They're just little guys. So
We love
all right,
them.
we're gonna go Jersey Devil.
Um, hmm. I think the Jersey Devil is fascinating.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna say fascinating as well. Because I don't think Jersey Devil is like super cool. I think like the story is really cool and stuff, but like Jersey
Yeah.
Devil is like weird looking because it looks like that. Um, so it levels out to fascinating. Um, all right, Kitsune.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah. Well,
I want
like
to look up
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
their. Okay.
Their
So,
lore.
yeah.
Their lore. Yeah, Kitsune. Is it like? Is it always the fox spirit or yeah?
Yeah, it's a Japanese fox spirit, similar to the Korean kumiho and Chinese hulijing,
Hmm.
known as the werefox.
Okay, so the Korean is the
Um,
werefox, and this is just like something that's similar to it, right?
yeah, it seems to be like a Japanese fox spirit.
Okay,
So
because I've seen that.
stories depict them.
I've seen Kitsune in like
Go ahead.
in a lot of like different anime,
Yeah.
depicted as like a fox spirit. I mean, biggest one that you can like think of right now at the top of my head is like two biggest ones that come out at the top of my head is like either Naruto or in Pokemon in Ninetales. The
Oh
Pokemon
yeah, that's
Ninetales.
true.
Yeah. Because that's immediately where my head went. Two with that.
I know every time I see that. Um,
I'm gonna
Stories
go.
depict them as intelligent.
Oh, as
What are you
intelligent.
gonna go with?
I'm going really
Yeah, as
cool.
intelligent beings. I think they are pretty cool. I've always loved their like they're just it's so simple. It's just a fox with a bunch of tails, but like it's a spirit as well. Um Possessing magical abilities that increase with their age and wisdom.
Hmm.
Foremost among these is the ability to assume human form.
Oh,
What?
this is perfect for all the like weebs out there. They just want their fox girl. Just turns into a fox, a human person.
Turns
This
turn
is
into
it.
my ideal
Oh my gosh.
woman.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so like, but I would say like really cool in the fact that also like foxes. I don't know about foxes in Japanese culture, but like foxes in West, like in the Americas, are seen as like a trickster
Hmm.
spirit. Um, not
Yeah.
trickster as like bad, but trickster as in like just it. Well, some can be
Sly.
bad. Yeah, just as sly, just as like this spirit that just is a ruckus maker, is a rompus and
Little
ruckus
orange
maker.
assassins.
Yeah, or like just like the little kid that likes to like mess with you, or like that sort of trickster element for foxes. Um, and I think that gets me a really cool on this scale for me. A really
I
cool.
would agree.
Sweet. Let me put it on really cool.
Really cool.
All right,
The
now release
Kraken.
the Kraken.
Um, the Kraken scares me, but I
Hmm.
think it's a pretty neat thing as well.
Yeah, I would say that now that we know, like, it's so weird now because, like, we know in science and stuff that, like, the giant squid exist and, like, things
Yeah.
like that exist, like, where we were like, oh, we didn't know that beforehand. That I think, like, this could be real, and the fact that this could be real makes a huge, like, this is fascinating. I would say it's fascinating.
I would agree.
Yeah, I would say fascinating because I don't think it's like I think it's really cool that the fact that it could exist, but itself it's like it's a fascinating creature that could exist. If that makes sense. I know I just said really
Yeah.
cool and fascinating in the same sentence, so it's like,
Yes.
okay. Um this isn't Game of Thrones, but we are talking about the dire wolf.
Hmm.
Just a
I
bigger
like I like
wolf.
dire wolves.
Yeah, I
I
like
like
dire
I like big
wolves.
wolves.
Like huge wolves. Like wolves are already huge. Um just like the sheer size of them. I always thought they're like doggo size, and then I've like yeah seen pictures of them, and they're like huge. So like if this is an even bigger wolf from a regular wolf, like that's massive, but it's still doggo at the end of the day, even though it's like spicy doggo.
It's a
Um,
spicy duck.
it's just spicy doggo because it's like it will kill you. Um, it's like no pet, like it's a no pet spicy doggo times 10.
Nope. Nope.
No pet spicy doggo. For me, that gets a really cool or fascinating. I don't know.
I'd say really cool.
Yeah,
I think
really
they're
cool.
pretty cool.
Okay, we'll go really cool. What are you, creature? Oh, lizard men. They run. Okay, one of my things that I always say on my
Me,
stream
Mark
is like,
Zuckerberg.
oh my gosh. One of the really things that I say on my stream all the time is like, no, I'm not going to talk about how lizard men are running the government. No, we're not going to talk about. I'm not going to
Don't
talk
get
about
me
these
ranting.
weird conspiracy theories, right? But like, I think that lizard men are terrifying, because a lot of people have recounted their stories of lizard men. Um, I think they're like scary, but also I think they're meh. So it's either I shit my pants or meh.
Yeah.
I think they're
Um.
I think they're right there with the ghoul, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so. Because like they can be kind of intimidating, but I feel like they're also kind of just eh.
Okay.
Did you ever watch a V? I
V
remember this like creep. Yeah, I think it's called. They were just called V.
V.
Let's see.
I've never seen that. I don't think so.
Um, Oh, okay. So it was a show,
It was a
right?
show.
1984 to 1985.
Oh,
So
then
they're
for sure
like
no.
alien lizard people
Okay.
that were so it's pretty much like the whole concept of like lizard people, and they're kind of like hiding among us and stuff.
Oh gosh. So like right
Um,
in this, that's funny because it's like right in the middle of like the 80s, like in the like
yeah.
in like the Reagan era. So it's like everybody's like not trusting the government. And so they're like, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. It's lizard people.
Let me see. I'm trying to find a. Oh yeah, there's one where they peel off the face,
Oh gosh. But yeah, you're gonna have to send me that.
the
Cause
makeup.
like,
I'm doing that right now.
oh my gosh. For sure. Okay. So lizard men
Yep.
are meh. Um, let's do the next one real quick and talk about Nessie.
Oh, let's see.
Nessie to me is fascinating, but I can also be swayed to "ite" or really cool, but I'm stuck on fascinating. So whichever one you pick is fine.
Hmm.
Because it's
It's
not,
like
it's "ite."
I feel like it's alright, cause like it can be fascinating, but I'm not like. Oh, maybe I just feel like I don't put the too much work into it, like of like understanding it.
Yeah, and there's not like too much about it. You know, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's not that there's not too much about it. I mean, there's just like, eh, it's that.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that's Nessie. Don't
Yeah,
mind her.
yeah, that's Nessie. Um, alrighty, this one you're probably gonna have to Google for both of us.
Oh, you're alright, alright, alright.
It's long-legged Larry.
What? Long-legged Larry. I love his name.
Yeah, long-legged Larry.
Apparently, it's an entity.
Okay, it's an entity.
Um, Also known as Nemophage, is a trans-dimensional entity that feeds on the memories of its victims.
Holy
Excuse me?
shit.
Um,
That's cool though, but also the most terrifying thing.
yeah.
Like,
Uh,
I know you're just now
this
reading
is
it, but
weird.
does that mean like not where you have to answer, but like just answer like asking in the out there. Does that mean that I no longer remember those things? Is that what it's like? Or does he like make a copy of the memory and then eat the copy of the memory? Because like that's cool. You can do that.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like, does he make a copy of the memory, eat that, and then you still get to remember? Or do you not remember? If he does, it's scarier that way if you don't remember.
That's what I feel like it might be. I wonder if it like if it's certain memories like, oh, I love your most loving memories. Those are the most delicious.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I wondered.
Or if it's just like short term memory, it's like ADHD already does that for me. Like, I don't remember that shit
Yeah.
anyway. So
Well, you
like
can have it.
you
Go
can
ahead.
have
Here's a
those.
buffet.
Yeah, eat those. Those are like little snacks for you. Because like at the end of the day, like I'm not gonna remember those anyway. Where I put my wallet? I don't know. Where did I put my car keys? I have no idea. And if you just take that memory from me, I feel like I already do that anyway. So like you can have that one. But if it's extreme, like you were saying, like the most precious memories, yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah, I don't want to lose those.
Yeah, I don't want to lose those. Long-legged Larry for me now gets nope.
Yeah, I would
Because
agree. Don't go
whatever.
crawl in my mind.
Yeah, don't go crawling in my mind. Oh, not I shit my pants in nope. Okay, so what's this one? Oh, yes, the Mokele and Bembe. The Mokele Mbembe. That's what it's called. It's
What is
this
that?
surviving dinosaur in the Congo.
Oh,
Like a dinosaur that has survived so long, but is in the
oh,
Congo.
that sounds pretty cool.
It is
A
really like,
dino?
yeah, yeah. It's like a dinosaur that survived everything and just like chilled out. A lot of people like can point to like the idea of like what's it, hidden Earth or like underneath the Earth. What's that theory? Um,
Um, I know what you're talking
yeah, I
about,
forget what it's called. I
but
could,
like I can't. I don't know the name of it.
yeah, it's like, but like there's more things under the crust of the Earth. Like there's another Earth like towards the core, um, and so it crawled out of there and it just like stayed in the Congo. And people like have seen it. Um, but yeah, Mokele and Bimbe.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, that's like I think Mokele and Bimbe is really cool. I would agree. Is that where we're putting it?
Yes.
Sweet. Not putting it in fascinating, but putting it in really cool. All right, and now the Mongolian death worm. It's like a big worm.
No.
That's gonna be a
Is
nope for
it?
me, but it's like giant worm that's like that's what SpongeBob is making fun of in
Oh,
that one
sorry.
episode. And then also
Oh
it's
my
just
god.
very shaped like in Dune, like those sandworms in Dune.
Oh, I hated Dunes so much. I had nightmares of that
Oh,
movie.
yeah. So like that sandworm, yeah, that.
I would shit my pants.
Yeah, I would shit my pants. I'm gonna put it I shit my pants instead of nope, but it's a
And then I
I
shit my
shit my pants.
pants.
Very SpongeBob. Okay, now it's our boy, oh, Mothman.
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 Mothman's really cool.
Yeah, Mothman is really cool. Have to go there and then go there. Sweet. Alrighty.
Love
And
Mothman.
Skinwalker.
Ooh. I think I would shit in my pants.
Yeah.
Wouldn't I die?
Yeah, I would die. So like we're putting it
I
in
would.
nope.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of not good things about that.
Yeah. A lot of it like it's a lot of like non-indigenous folks that are saying things, but like yeah, still nope on like the lore of it. You would still die.
Yes.
Strider.
Ew, that looks gross.
That looks gross.
I know. I know that is a lung sound, which I learned is Strider is a lung sound, which I looked it up, and of course it says a variable high-pitched respiratory sound.
Oh gosh.
Um, that's why sometimes I gotta add in words.
You gotta add in a
Cryptid.
cryptid or add in. Believe you me, I've had to add so many things on like a lot of searches.
Mm, Um, anaphylaxis. Stop it.
Oh my gosh.
Um, see if I can find it.
If you
Um,
can't find it, then we'll just put it in nope.
okay. Um, I wonder if I could search it on YouTube.
On YouTube. That'll be
Yeah.
that'll be a really like interesting video. Is it that one thing that like is caught on the side of the road?
Is it?
You know, I don't know if you've seen that really scary video of that one like bulb thing that looks like this. Because
I think I have.
if that's that, then that's I shit my pants. I don't know if I would die, but I'd shit my pants. it's just like the Ahul of like it's gonna kill me, but I'd still shit my pants.
What is? What is? Yeah, it's some of these are kind of hard to find.
Yeah. All right, then let's put it in nope just for now since we can't find
Okay.
anything. Alrighty, the Thunderbird. The Thunderbird is a large bird that a lot of Native Americans um, talk about. It's just big bird spirit, right?
Okay.
Um, so, but we call it a cryptid because it's a creature, but they would see it as a spirit, I believe. Um, but yeah, they also like excuse my like non-knowledge of this, my no knowledge of this whenever it comes to like words, because like I do not want to like misspeak on things. So
Hmm.
yeah, so like but as far as like I know, it's a spirit, but spirit could be an entity, any entity. Like you could be a spirit, you know what I mean? So I don't know
Hmm.
wording. So it could be a cryptid in their eyes as well. I just don't have enough knowledge, but that's what I know preliminarily.
Oh, here I found it for Thunderbird. Oh, I've seen that photo. A giant photo.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, it's a cryptozoological creature associated with large bird-like animals that live anywhere from northern Canada and Alaska down to Central America.
Hmm.
Similar animals often appear in Native American mythology. Some tales tell of enormous eagles strong enough to carry whales back to their nests.
Oh
Since
gosh.
pioneers began moving west across the North American plains, sightings of large birds have been reported. Similar stories appear from civilizations around the world.
Mhm. So I'm a big believer in everything is like all of this strange phenomena like ghost, um, aliens, cryptids are all connected, right? And
Hmm.
like that's just the everything's connected. Like the whole idea of like Bigfoot possibly being a ghost, you know, a ghost of a primate that lives in the woods, and that's why you can never see him a lot. Like only so many people see him.
Oh.
But what if, in the way that people are trying to make sense of UFOs in Native American mythology and folklore, right? They are seeing these birds. They call them birds, right? Because they are
Hmm.
flying. And the only thing that they have a connection to of flying things, or anybody has of flying things, is birds. Because like nobody has invented flight yet, you know, or nobody has
That's
discovered
true.
that they could fly. So what if that is that? That's what I just thought of. Like I know that's like super like
Okay.
weird and nerdy, but like that's exactly what I thought of. I was like, maybe that's what it is. Um,
That's a good way to put it.
yeah, because like these things carrying whales are like are bigger fish than they can. Like, oof, that is super like that could be UFO stuff. But also that could just be a big
Oh.
cryptid as well. So like I don't knock anything, but I also like that could be that and that could be that sort of mindset. Um but yeah, I think Thunderbirds are fascinating, but
I would agree.
you would agree? Okay.
Yeah, I think they're pretty fascinating. Like, there's a lot. Seems like there's a lot to it and a lot to kind of uncover about it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Seems like
definitely.
it's got such a simple, like a simple, like precedence, and then it's just like, oh, but if you really think about it, like, what could the possibility actually be? Is it an actually like a giant bird, or is it something else that maybe they thought it was like you thought it was this, but it's actually this?
Oh yeah.
But they only know what they know, so they have to relate it to something that they know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Cuz like you only know as a society what you know. Like that's why a
Mhm.
lot of people like look at UFOs and say those are spaceships because like in society right now that's what we know, but they could be something completely different here in a couple of years. Like once we have more knowledge of what we can do, like you know,
Mhm.
which is a weird way to think about it, but also it's like cool because it's like that's how culture, I mean, that's how societies work. We can only describe things the way that we can describe them,
Mhm.
with whatever knowledge we have at the time. But yeah. Uh, so next is the chunk snake, or the uh, Tsukinoko, um, which is just like this chunky, smallish snake.
How do you spell that?
It is TSU
Oh, is it?
CHINOKO. Tsukinoko. Yeah, I had to
Oh,
like.
he's a fat snake.
It's just.
Meaning dirt child or child of hammer.
Oh my gosh.
It's a snake-like cryptid from mountains regions of western Japan.
Hmm.
These creatures are commonly reported as slithering deep within the watery caves of Shikoku and Honshu. Signs maybe in your area include hearing a mouse-like squeak coming from a river, or in some cases, a seemingly human voice mimicking your conversations
Oh,
from the depths
what?
of a dank. That's weird. What?
Yeah, that's a
I don't like
problem.
that.
If I hear a weird like mimic of my voice or my conversation, I'm out. 100%. I'm out of the forest.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good. I thought this was just going to be Chunk Snake, and
No fat snake.
it was going to be on like the fascinating along there with like Fresno Nightcrawler and Jackalope. But the way you just explained it, oh, it's getting I shit my pants.
I shit my pants.
100.
It seems like it's a misleading thing too, and it'd be like, come this, what are you doing? Or like just being rude and joining my conversation,
Yeah.
eavesdropping,
Oh
little
yeah.
nosy ass snake.
Little nosy ass snake. See, I put it right up there with like Black Eyed Kids, right? Of like I shit my pants because it looks so innocent. I mean, it's still a snake, so it's not like too innocent, but it looks so innocent that
Mhm.
I'm like, "Aw." And then it's like, nope. So I would say either man or
Release the nope rope.
yeah, I think it's like I shit my pants. But what do you think?
um, I'd say I would shit my pants if we're hanging out and then something was just like mimicking our conversation.
Yeah.
And clearly, it's not going to sound normal,
Yeah,
but it's still speaking to where we can understand it.
yeah, it's a like animal that is speaking. Like it's like those parrots or like parakeets that can talk. Oof, I can't with like birds in a lot of ways. I can't do birds. But like birds that talk is a big nope. So any animal that talks gets I shit my pants.
This is one of the photos that popped up in the thing.
Oh, did you send me a photo?
Hmm.
Oh, let me look real quick.
Oh, it also has like photos of a Dunsparce from Pokemon.
Oh, is that what it's based off of? I mean,
You
is
know
that
what? I
what
bet it
Dunsparce
is.
is based off of? Oh, it's Noko from Yokai Watch. Did you ever watch Yokai Watch?
Mm-mm.
It's
Is it good?
it's good.
Okay.
I think it's pretty cute. Um, but that's funny. Let's see. All right, let's get to Wendigo.
Oh,
Wendigo's a definite
you don't
nope.
want to. Yeah, that's You will like. Won't
Die.
they like rip you apart?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, or
die?
like there is like a spirit as well in the thing that they will like drive you mad. Um,
Uh,
so yeah, like they'll tear you apart, probably physically, but also like in your mind. Yeah,
yeah, psychological stuff I don't fuck with.
yeah. I don't fuck with that either. Um, I don't know how to pronounce this. Is that a quagga? 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 It looks like the mix of a horse and it looks like a zorse, right? Like a zebra horse hybrid.
Let me see.
Is that a Q or a G? I can
Oh,
barely
yeah,
tell.
you're right. You're right.
Okay,
It's probably quagga.
quagga? Okay.
Yeah. Was a plains zebra that thrived in South Africa until it became extinct late in the 19th century. It was once assumed to be a separate species, but early genetic investigations revealed it to be a plains zebra subspecies. A more recent study concluded that it was simply the species' southernmost ecotype. That name came from the sound of its call, which was quahaha.
Okay. So
So it's
it's not
so
even
it's
a
quaha.
it's not even a cryptid per se because it like existed because that's the difference between a cryptid and like a real animal is a cryptid is an animal
Hmm.
probably that we haven't discovered because like the giant squid was a cryptid before they were like hey
Hmm.
it's real um
That's horrifying.
yeah it's like until they were like yep it's real sorry about that everybody that was like we said that was crazy and you didn't know what you're talking about oh sorry we lied um but yeah so this is really cool or fascinating this is fascinating that it was like a species but also it's sad because it
Yeah,
like
it
went
went
extinct
extinct.
yeah that's sad I'm I don't know what would you give it
Um, I'd probably kind of say meh in
okay
relation to it not really being a cryptid.
okay
Like, I guess it is like an African cryptid, but it's like it's confirmed that it existed,
yeah
but then also is extinct. So it's really just an extinct animal.
yeah so I would go mad just for the sheer fact that it's extinct and like
You're
man
extinct. Sucks to be you. Go
sucks
in
to
the
be
meh
you
tier.
going to mad tier all right shadow people
Yeah, I hate that.
I
I'm
hate
just
it
kidding. I
too
actually don't. I don't know how. Okay, because like that photo, like
is a
that's
hat
the
person
threatening one.
yeah it's a
Yeah.
hat man hat person I don't want to yeah I'm not gonna gender the hat person
Hmm. I'd probably shit my pants.
I'd shit my pants because
Let's
I
be
don't know if it
honest.
would
If
kill
I
you
saw that,
I don't know if it would kill you
yeah.
but I think I'd shit my pants alrighty sweet so there is our tier list is there anything that you want to change real
Yes.
quick
Um. Let's see. Um. I don't know. I think it's pretty solid.
okay
I think it's pretty
sweet
solid.
so we'll keep that there alrighty and then I will send you that I'm gonna post that to Twitter just so like the
Yes.
combined both of us can see that but yeah so now let me switch on over and let me
I love all your Kroger ads.
yeah I know I have so many Kroger ads for things it's because I shop at Kroger sorry guys
Oh,
uh
I feel you.
groceries food is the way to my heart um but also if you want to add things to like my throne for food like not you rad not you rad but like anybody of the viewers want to put food on my throne and just like gift me food I'm 100% good with that
Gladly.
gladly food because I will eat it let's see now let me get to the story for today so if you can tell by Rad's hat, Mothman, I'd like to find or MILF hat that she has on there. Also, I didn't ask you your pronouns. What are your pronouns? Sorry, I know we're like
Um, Oh, you're okay.
We're like an hour and something into this. So,
She, they.
she, they. All right. So,
Yes.
would you like me to refer to you as she during this or they? Whichever one. I'm good.
You can mix it up.
Okay. All right. Sweet. We'll do
Yeah.
that. So, Brad, what was I gonna say? Okay, so if you can see Rad's hat, it is a Mothman hat. Today we'll be talking about Mothman. Mothman's our biggest subject today. Is our main subject, I guess. So today we'll be talking about probably one of the most famous cryptids slash creatures of high strangeness, the elusive Mothman. The resources that I'll be using for this story too, not to sound super like I'm doing an article or anything on this, or the book that I'm using is John Keel's Mothman Prophecies, published in 1975 and again in 1991. That doesn't matter, but I'm citing my sources, so like nobody can come back at me. And then also Keel's Strange Creatures from Time and Space, published in 1970. And then I've been listening to some podcasts like the Bigfoot Collectors Club, and then also the Cryptonaut podcast as well, to like get a little bit of back knowledge on stuff that I might have missed. To just get a little bit of background on the author, John Keel was an American journalist based in New York, and he was an influential ufologist. He's a well-known author of the phenomenon and a thinker of the phenomenon as well. And he coined the term Men in Black. And Rad, we talked about that earlier, talking about the Men in Black, not like the movie Men in Black, but like these people who came and they wore black suits and stuff like that, and they came to silence like UFO witnesses or contactees, alien contactees. They were like at their door. Some of his other works include 1970s Operation Trojan Horse, some issues in Flying Saucer Review, or articles in Flying Saucer Review, in The Eighth Tower in 1975, and among other works. The Mothman Prophecies books tells of Keel's reporting of events of high strangeness that occurred in and around Point Pleasant, West Virginia from 1966 to 1967. He strings stories of Mothman sightings, mysterious UFO sightings, weird phone calls, strange Men in Black encounters, and other phenomena to the horrible tragedy of the Silver Bridge collapse in December 15th, 1967. If you are interested in anything UFO or weirdness related, this is a must read or listen to on audiobook, like I've been doing for the past couple of weeks. It's a 10 of 10, definitely would recommend, but be warned, it'll get you down a rabbit hole. So like, Rad, if you're going to pick this up, you're going to go down a rabbit hole for sure.
Sometimes you need it.
Yeah, but if you don't, if you're not interested in like books and stuff, like reading, like sometimes I can't just sit down and read books. The audiobook is great. The actor who does like the narrating, he is fantastic. He gets you into it. And he won't like lull you to sleep. So yeah, I would recommend it.
Okay.
So today I'm not going to go in depth of like all the strange things that occurred in Point Pleasant and the surrounding areas, because that would take forever. And we don't have that time. But one day I'd like to do a deep dive and have Rad back just so we can like talk about that stuff. For sure. So we can talk about just the weird, like probably the Men in Black stuff. So love to have you back for like the Men in Black in Mothman Prophecies or anything else in Mothman Prophecies. But today I want to talk about the Mothman, or the quote unquote bird sightings. Hopefully everybody out there knows what Mothman looks like, right? 6 foot tall, huge wings.
Dumpy.
Yeah, huge wings, usually around 10 feet. Looks humanoid. Big red saucer eyes, and as Rad said, dumpy, or he's thick, right? He's thick. Mothman has an ass that won't quit, right? before we get to sightings, I'd like to intro where John Keel intros in the book, right? And start with accounts in history of people seeing flying creatures, um, or similar flying creatures around the world in history. In Mexico, indigenous peoples have stories of the Icals, the Ikals, are tiny humanoids that have the ability of flight who live in caves and kidnap people. So they would be a definite nope on the scale for sure. Um,
Yeah.
and then India has a giant bird demigod called the Garuda. And this entity is very important to the mythology, folklore, and religion. Um, we talked about Indonesia and the Alu. What was it called again? I forget what it's called. Ahul. Yeah, it's called the Ahul.
Yes.
We have in Native American folklore and Native American mythology the Thunderbird, where we talked about just now. And indigenous folks, specifically in the Dakotas, have this entity called the Piasa, Piasa. It is known to have terrifying red eyes and a super long tail. So winged beings are popular in other places as well. In Egyptian mythology, and even winged angels in your Christian narratives, even though you've seen a biblically accurate, like that's been a big thing on social media, is the biblically accurate angels.
Hmm.
We also have narratives around harpies or sirens, and yes, sirens have wings, and demons with bat wings, right? The winged creature is a phenomenon that is present worldwide, and the Mothman of Point Pleasant is no exception. So let's get it started. On the evening of November 14th, 1966, Newell Partridge and his family, including the dog Bandit, a big, muscular German Shepherd, witnessed strange phenomena around their property. At approximately 10:30 p.m., Partridge explained, the television suddenly blanked out. He continued stating, a real fine herringbone pattern appeared on the television, and Partridge likened it. Appeared on the television, and then he started hearing a loud whining noise that winded up to a high pitch, like a musical note. Partridge likened it to a generator winding up. That's really weird that we were just talking about the what was it, the the strider being a high-pitched
Hmm.
note earlier. That's a weird synchronicity of like a high-pitched like wheezing sound. That's a weird synchronicity. So Partridge likened it to a generator winding up. Outside, Bandit, the dog, started wailing, and this caused Partridge to investigate. Partridge went outside with his flashlight in tow and saw Bandit at the end of the porch, howling and wailing towards the hay barn. So Partridge shined his flashlight down towards the hay barn, and the light picks up, as he puts it, two red circles, or eyes, which look like bicycle reflectors. With his hunting past, he recalled that these eyes did not look like normal animal eyes, because they were much larger. As he put it, him and Bandit were about 150 yards from the hay barn, and the eyes showed up huge from that distance. Bandit, being a protective good boy with a heart of gold, snarled and ran towards the enormous red-eyed creature. Partridge was wanting to run after his canine companion, but suddenly felt fear and anxiety and this cold chill run down his spine, and this halted him from following his loyal best friend. He returned into the house after feeling this way to fall asleep and sleep it off, and would look for Bandit at first light. That night he slept with a loaded gun beside his bed, and the next day he went looking for Bandit. The area around the incident was muddy, so Partridge could easily follow Bandit's German Shepherd-sized paw prints. And at the site where the saucer eyes were seen, there was a number of paw prints, and they were going in a circle, like the dog was chasing his own tail. And as Partridge explained, Bandit never did that. And the trail of paws didn't go anywhere after that. It's as if Bandit was hauled off into thin air. Yeah. Oof. Uh, the
Oh.
next sighting of the flying creature happened the very next day on November 15th, and is possibly the most well-known sighting of people that have because it garnered such national publicity. It happened at the TNT area outside of Point Pleasant. A little bit of background on the TNT area. In Point Pleasant during World War II, the military produced high explosives and other chemical weaponry in an old animal preserve and bird sanctuary that they destroyed. I know, great, fantastic. The area consisted miles of subterranean tunnel systems that linked camouflage buildings and factories that were dome shaped, and they were covered with greenery so that they could be hidden from the planes above. After the war, the military removed the explosives and the factories were dismantled. The entrances were blocked with concrete slabs, but some were left open for companies and local government to use as storage. Today, they are vacant and overgrown. During the 1960s and probably today, teenagers used the road for drag races, and lovers used the deep forest for parking purposes. To get down, I guess. And there's where our next encounter begins at 11:30 p.m. on November 15th. Two married couples, the Scarberrys and the Mallets, I think that's how you say it, were driving through the area in the Scarberrys' old Chevy, or new Chevy. Old now, new then. They were looking for other friends but couldn't find anyone. Everything was deserted. They drove to one of the old generator plants and parked near the unlocked gate. As they pulled up to the plant, Linda Scarberry gasped. They all saw two red glowing circles. They recounted to the press and John Keel that they were 2 inches in diameter, right? And 6 inches apart. They saw it was attached to a huge animal, as Roger Scarberry retold. It was shaped like a man, but bigger, maybe 6.5 or 7 feet tall, and it had wings folded against its back. And again, the couple stated that this menacing monstrosity had eyes that resembled reflectors for an automobile. They soon decided to hightail it out of there and sped off. Then they saw another one like it on a hill near the road that they were passing by. As they went past it, it spread its bat-like wings, as they said, and it took off straight into the air and proceeded to chase after them. As the couples were going 100 miles per hour down this back road, the creature was keeping up, and it wasn't even flapping its wings. It followed them to the city limits, where the horrified couple lost it. The couples, with haste, went to the local authorities and told Deputy Millard Halstead what they had seen. Halstead reported later to Keel that I've known these kids all their lives. They've never been in any trouble, and they were really scared that night. I took them seriously, he said. Sad part of the story here, folks, so be warned, and be warned, Rad. As the Scarberrys and Mallets were speeding back to city limits, they noticed a dead dog on the side of the road. And on the return trip with Deputy Halstead, it wasn't there anymore. The next morning, George Johnson called a press conference because of this sighting. This is where the bird garnered a lot of media attention and was sent out nationwide by reporter and other lead investigator of all the weirdness that was happening, Mary Hire. She sent it out. Everybody garnered things. And then you might know where Mothman got its name from. It's from a big thing that was going on through this time, and you might have it as one of your fun facts, Rad. Is that Mothman was named after Batman, right? So Batman, the show, like the
Really?
the Adam why can't I think of the like 60s Batman? So that was big on the television. So like one reporter was like dubbed it because it like everybody was big on Batman at that time. So they were like, the reporter's like, let's call it Mothman because it seems like a moth, you know, and it's not a bat and it's a humanoid. So yeah, let's call it Mothman. So that's where Mothman was dubbed.
Hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. The night after the press conference on the 16th, the townsfolk who became, you know, privy of the Scarberry Millet encounter, with nothing better to do, decided to go searching for strangeness in the boring town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
As you should.
As you should. One group of those people that was out in the area, but not looking for Mothman, was a car that included the Wamsleys, the husband and wife, and Marcella Bennett and her baby daughter, Tina. They, among other people, witnessed a large red light hovering over the TNT area. But they headed out to the TNT area that night to close house by one of the domes, because there were weird thing about the TNT area in that time, right? Is that in between the domes, there were like these little bungalows and houses that were out there, which is weird. Like you had chemical and nuclear weapons, right there they were making chemical weapons, right? And there was people that decided like, oh, it'd be a great place to like settle down with my family. Because yeah, that's what you do. So yeah, like weird things like that. But they were traveling out there to a house of to meet some family members, but had no luck finding the adults that were there. But they found the children of the family at the house, and they visited with them. And out in the distance, they could hear the quote-unquote monster hunters of the local town shooting rifles around the area, looking for the winged weirdo, right? So they were just out there popping guns and looking for Mothman. They probably realized it was not going to be a safe night out in the TNT area, so they said their farewells to the children. And as they returned to their car, a figure stirred up behind the vehicle as if it was laying down and relaxing and waiting for them. The group described it as big and gray with feathers, and again, bigger than a man, with terrible glowing red eyes. Miss Bennett, the one with the child, was so terrified that she dropped her baby.
Oh.
She dropped her baby, Red. The baby.
Oh, that's
so sad. But the baby naturally cried. And this creature almost like literally paralyzed Marcella with fear. She slowly tried to pick up the child, and then the winged creature's wings unfolded from its back. As Marcella recounted, I couldn't grasp what I saw. I knew it was not from this earth. I knew the creature, whatever it was, didn't live here. That's such a weird thing to say, like in her recount. Like, I knew it didn't live here. Like, that's such a weird thing for somebody to say. Like, she knows all the animals.
So rude.
Yeah, it's like, I know it didn't live here. Mr. Wamsley, the other adult that was with him, grabbed both the child and mother, and everyone ran back into the house and slammed the door. Everyone was frantic, and Mr. Wamsley tried reaching out to the police. But by the time the police arrived, the creature had left. Let's see. But and it's so weird in this also, side note, I know I'm making a whole bunch of side notes, but side note on this one, it's so weird that they were the monster hunters, are the kids that were out there and people that were out there shooting and looking for Mothman were not even a mile away from this incident, but they didn't hear about it until the next morning in the paper. Like, they didn't realize that this was all going down. But this wasn't the only high strangeness that Marcella Bennett would go through in the Mothman prophecies. She would have multiple phone calls that would happen. She would have just weird things that, like, being visited. I think she was visited by some men in black. Just like this wasn't the end, but this was the end for like the Wamsleys, right? But this wasn't the end for her. And so like she was terrorized more, not by Mothman, but by other strange like entities. Following these main accounts, there were several more, but just a few I'd like to touch on that were smaller incidents. Like on the night of November 20th, 5 teenagers came across a man-sized bird-like creature standing by a rock quarry while they were driving around Campbell's Creek, which is close by Point Pleasant. As they recounted, it turned, scurried into the woods. That same night, an elderly businessman found the creature posted up on his front lawn. He was alerted by his doggo and went inside to see a 6 or 7 foot tall gray apparition with, as he puts it, flaming eyes. On the 24th, 2 adults and 2 children saw the creature, describing it in the same way as the other accounts. In the early morning of November 25th, a shoe salesman, Thomas Urey, was driving on Route 62 just north of the T&T area. He noticed on the side of the road a tall gray-like man figure standing in a field. He said it spread its wings and took off straight up like a helicopter. This flight pattern is very similar to other accounts previously told. In St. Albans, West Virginia, about an hour southeast from Point Pleasant, on the 26th, Miss Ruth Foster found Mothman in her front lawn. She was one of the few people in all of these accounts to see the creature's face. She exclaimed that it had a funny little face. I didn't see any beak. All I saw were these big red poppy eyes. She described the creature as everyone else did, but gave her approximation of the height. She said it was about 6 feet, maybe a little shorter than that, because she compared it to her husband, who was about 6'1". But she remembered that she screamed and ran back inside the house and got her brother-in-law, who was at the house. And once he came out, it disappeared. It was gone. The last encounter that I'll be talking about. Oh no, I have another encounter. I said the last encounter. But the next encounter happened to poor Miss Connie Carpenter, who saw a giant winged man in broad daylight in New Haven, West Virginia, east of Point Pleasant. Connie was a shy 18-year-old that was driving home from church at 10:30 a.m. on Sunday, November 27th. She was driving past the Mason County golf course when she saw a gray figure. As she stated, it was shaped like a man, but larger. Again, she mentions it was nearly 7 foot tall and had big glowing red eyes that had a hypnotic or paralyzing effect. As she was transfixed on the creature, it spread open 10-foot long wings. It headed straight towards her, with its eyes pointed towards her face. Connie gunned out of there and lost the creature, but contracted Klieg conjunctivitis that lasted 2 weeks. If you don't know what Klieg conjunctivitis is, Rad, I don't know if you do. It's a condition that happens on your eyes when your eyes are exposed to a lot of radiation through ultraviolet rays, which causes eye burn and swelling. These commonly occur when people are exposed to the sun for a long time without eye protection on the beach, or in the world of the paranormal during a UFO sighting. That evening, the Mothman was spotted in St. Albans again by Sheila Crane. Sheila Crane, a 13-year-old, and her younger sister that isn't named for some reason. Who knows why? I mean, you're already naming the 13-year-old kid. Were walking home from the store when they saw an enormous, as Sheila puts it, a 13-year-old, an enormous something standing next to a local junkyard. As Sheila reported it, it was gray and white with big red eyes, and it must have been 7 foot tall, taller than a man. I screamed and we ran home, and something terrifying happened to these young girls. As Sheila recounts it, it flew up in the air like a helicopter and followed us part of the way. Altogether, the sightings of Mothman totaled more than 100 people in 1966 and 1967, just those 2 years. All accounts and sightings are clear. 6 foot to 7 foot, bright red eyes that are not reflecting light, but some that are projecting it. Wings that don't flap. Feathers, some had feathers. No one, okay, a few people can discern its face.